Emotional damage.
Hey guys, welcome to the show.
Welcome back.
Yo.
Yeah.
We here.
What it do?
Crazy stuff.
What's up?
You already know what we're talking about.
Crazy week.
We've been trying to get here. We have just all been busy.
Yeah.
And I was under the weather, so now I'm above it.
Me tummy.
We're above the weather, floating
Above
on
it.
cloud 10.
Cloud 10.
Cloud City. Actually.
Looking down on cloud 9.
Lando Calrissian is hosting us right now.
Ooh,
Oh,
that's cool.
you know, clouds. Speaking of things being cloudy,
With meatballs.
With a chance
With
of
a
being
side
of meatballs.
a solid reference.
That's
Isn't
funny.
it so good.
that's a crazy movie.
It really is.
It's like
I've
it would
never
be
seen
traumatic as a kid.
You haven't
probably.
I've
seen
never
it?
seen that. No.
Oh, wow.
That's all right.
It's like the same thing as like Captain Underpants, though, right? Like same.
Yeah,
kinda
it's the
cartoony.
same
Yeah.
kiddish
Yeah.
stuff, but it looks cool.
Yeah.
Because they look like meteors, and they're
Yeah.
not. But they would kill you.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
really
and
cool,
you can
though.
eat them.
He does
Yeah,
a pretty
you do.
solid Aqua Team Hunger Force
Oh, the
meatball.
meat
prawn.
wad?
Yeah, dude.
Oh, my.
Dude, I don't even know if I want to.
Dude, that's such a great show.
He hit
I
me.
get stage fright.
He hit me
'cause
with
you
it
just
one night,
haven't-
dude. We were playing like I don't know. You were like in the gulag or something. We were playing duty.
Oh, it was on the phone or the?
No, we were on the game, dude, and he was just like, I said something, and he was
Uh.
like, meat wad. And I was like,
No.
no way.
I don't know. Hey, Slick, what you doing over there? Hey, make sure you don't eat on me. Put me
Hey,
some spaghetti.
It's top tier.
Spaghetti.
Yeah,
Yeah, such
Phil
a,
can do that pretty good too.
he can,
Yep.
dude. Oh,
All
man.
right, so guys, Anthony has been heading this off as far as info. Zelenskyy met in the Oval Office. We thought it was strange he was going to do that versus just signing or whatever. And yeah,
Yeah.
go ahead.
That solid hard watch, dude.
It was a very hard hour to watch. I
Yeah.
mean,
I didn't even watch the whole hour. I watched maybe 10 minutes of it, and I'm like, oof.
it was, there was
It's
a
like
lot
the
of stuff in it.
secondhand embarrassment. It was just,
He watched it, then we watched it together on like Discord, and then I watched it again. So
Yeah, we watched.
was hard, man.
It was intense. It was
it's very intense.
it was hard because of what's on the line
yes.
for me. That's I mean, confrontation, whatever, but.
Yeah. Yeah, that was a crazy watch. Zelenskyy going in there for what was it, a mineral deal with the U.S.
Yep.
Rubio said, and other people was like, listen, we're just gonna go there, shake their hands, go sign it, eat some lunch, then go.
Mm-hmm.
And then Zelenskyy did his thing that he seems to be doing a lot, is going to country and just putting this stage of what he wants.
Mm-hmm.
What he wants.
Like pleading with American people,
Yes,
the
plead-
public.
yes,
using
pleading-
the platform to plead.
Yeah.
Yes, pleading with the
The
public, and in some cases he was being disrespectful.
Yeah,
You
I
know,
agree.
he is in
I agree.
the White House with the president and vice president,
Mm-hmm.
and it was very strange, the whole interaction, especially near the end.
Yeah.
Just how he was handling it. And then, I even heard something, I don't know if you heard it, but there was a Democratic governor who met with him prior when he landed and told him not to take the deal, which caused him to do that.
Oh, I haven't heard that.
That was something I read today.
A governor or
It
a
was
senator?
maybe a senator.
There is
maybe a senator.
there is a previous congressman who is now senator. I forget his name. Who
maybe a senator.
seemed to be very Johnny on the spot for
Yeah.
how this unfolded.
It might have been a senator.
It wasn't Dan Crenshaw, was it?
No, it
No,
wasn't
that guy sucks though.
But yeah.
He needs his other eye gone.
Oh, that guy. Yeah.
Get
fired.
him.
Get him.
Get him.
Yep.
But it was
When your own SF
Dude.
or special operations community can't stand you, you're a problem.
dude, watching that guy's interviews is crazy.
He is such a defensive prick.
He is insane.
Yeah.
He said, "We don't." Yeah, I guess we just shouldn't take a paycheck at all. Congress just shouldn't take a paycheck. I'm like, shut up, dude.
I agree with that.
You get,
Yeah.
I'm fine with it because
Yeah.
guess what? And he said, what? Because I don't have hardly any money. I have like what, $40,000 in the
Yeah.
stock market, and they looked it up. He had several million.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh yeah, he is. Yeah.
What a loser. Anyway, next.
Yeah, exactly. But
Got me fired up.
oh, I know, dude. It was going back to the interview, right? The mineral deal never went through. We all know that. He was kicked out of the
Yeah.
White House.
How do you think it started? I have some very strong opinions on it. So does
Mhm.
Anthony, and they align and don't. And
Yeah.
Yeah. After
I'd like to-
watching it twice fully, and then all little highlights multiple times.
Right.
There were some cases where that could have been started by an outside person from like the press, but I don't believe that was near the start. And then it smoothed over, and then it only actually really started to heat up again. Was it like 6 minutes before the end of that? Like 7 minutes, I think, when J.D. Vance stepped in, said what he was going to say about diplomacy. He didn't like that, Zelenskyy, and then he came back at Vance. And then when Vance was responding, I think that right there is when it started to go downhill quick.
Yeah.
Because Zelensky's demeanor, his eyes, his body language.
Body language was terrible.
It was horrible.
Like he was rolling his eyes a lot.
So was
rolling his
JD's
eyes.
though.
Yeah.
So did you notice Marco Rubio?
Oh, he was just.
This is the only thing. I don't think that this was a planned ambush like a lot of people are pushing. But Marco Rubio, I feel like, is the most level-headed diplomat that was in that room. And, dude, he was visibly shaken, uncomfortable from the beginning. But I also didn't think about he was one of the vice president candidates, and now he's sitting next to the guy who is.
Yeah.
So I don't know if there's some weird
I'm sure
undermining
they're
beef
probably
between
there
him
has
and
to be.
Vance.
There's got to be some sort of weird stuff going on with that for sure.
But I felt that, to me, the white knuckling he was doing, he actually went to cross his legs one time. He had enough self-awareness to know that wouldn't look good, and stopped himself from doing it.
Mm-hmm.
So what was the deal as far as I know like the mineral rights thing, like we would what is Ukraine losing besides the mineral rights stuff?
Nothing that they know of yet.
There was from what we've seen or heard of from all those people, it's a 50% deal of natural resources within Ukraine.
Up to a certain
up
amount,
to a certain 500 billion or whatnot. It would be our companies working alongside Ukrainian companies mining, getting the resource.
We would pay for the infrastructure to process this.
Our people would be on the ground in Ukraine, deep inside Ukraine.
It sounds like a you can go ahead and say it. I know the word on the tongue. It's a secure. He kept how this. I'll break it down for half a second, right? Or longer, probably. So I think how it started, personally, was how Trump introduced him at the door, right? Which was, oh, you dressed up today, right? And that kind of set a negative tone, right?
Yeah.
Because he didn't dress up, so And he was probably told, hey, you need to wear a suit. I mean, I saw that picture. That was wild with him and King Charles. Gosh, dude, he's with the King of England wearing
BDUs,
basically a blacked out uniform.
I mean, like with combat
looks
boots.
so bad.
Yeah.
It was.
I'm like,
and they weren't even like shinable.
No, and add
It
do
looked
that
bad.
real quick.
Just
Go ahead.
Add that one thing
Because he hates the way.
Oh, dude, I've been saying it for how long now?
You have probably said it for at least a full year and a half
before all this. I've been saying, I was like, dude, this doesn't look right, know. And now everybody's saying it, and it doesn't.
It is funny, you know, because I pushed back for a while, and the only time that I told my wife this. I said, look, not only do I agree with Anthony, but I think I'm further ahead now down that line just from the Oval Office visit.
Yeah, that was good. Welcome. Welcome.
Prepare the one to become the master.
Let the hate flow over your
We have the high ground now.
Yeah, it's over. It's over, Anakin.
The high ground.
But no, just
He turned.
he did. Seeing him wear that, he's not a soldier on the ground. He's never had combat experience. He's never fired a rifle on the ground. Never. For him to wear this stuff to try to for him to wear this stuff to try to fit in with
Oval
the
Office
military. Yeah, exactly.
Sorry.
Oval Office.
That was good, dude.
That was.
Good job. No, can you imagine?
That was.
Yeah,
We
hang
need
on a second.
no mineral deal. Boom, boom.
No mineral.
No one saw it coming.
For what is it? Yeah, dude, that's
This is
funny.
BDU paint. You hear the Velcro.
Yeah. It's the loudest Velcro in the world too, for some reason. Like it's so loud, dude.
This keeps going. You actually open it and you still hear it.
Yeah, it's just echoing.
Still opening.
It's he's a president.
Mm-hmm.
He's not a general. He's not a captain. He's not a soldier.
Yeah,
he's the president. Then I see a lot of posts about pro-Ukrainian soldiers on the ground, like, well, this is my uniform. It can be his, but it's like, listen, this is the president of a nation, not just of the soldiers of the nation.
Yep.
And for him to go to all of these locations, meeting with world leaders. These are the world leaders, like the king.
The world.
The world
like,
leaders.
The thing that kills me about it is
this
they had
right.
that EU conference or summit right after this happened.
Yeah.
And everyone's like, oh yeah, Ukraine, we're gonna help you now, and it's like you haven't before at all, or even really seemed to care. So
I don't want to get too ahead of us, but I want to go back to that after we break it down, because when I woke up when I worked nights last night, I was reading what you had sent, and I was like, oh my gosh. Anyway,
well, because it's a bunch of people oh, we're so embarrassed because of what Trump did.
Come here, and he's these firm handshakes.
Yeah, and it's dude, look, man, I see it from both sides, right? Obviously, from a pride standpoint, I don't know if I would want to just quit either, right? But I also do understand from the other side of it too. We can't keep funding a losing conflict, right? So there needs to be, to me, there needed to be some sort of firmness. Look, man, we're gonna help you out, but
I don't know
we
that
can't keep this stuff going.
I don't know that it's a losing conflict. I know what you're saying. It's not a winnable.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
Unless there's just, like you said, boots in the ground from other countries who just exacerbate the resources of Russia. I want to make sure I didn't say another weird word.
Yeah.
Whoa. Well,
What'd you just call me? What'd you just
Oh.
No, and then with today,
you say the wrong word and it's super sexually wrong, and then you're like, what'd you just call me? And it's you think it's a completely different word.
You want to exasperate what?
What? You're gonna do what to my all right.
Going back to that with the
Sorry,
European leaders, the Macron said today, and you've seen it.
I don't want to say that part yet.
You don't want to say it yet?
No.
Oh, man.
Let me break down what happened. That's what I want to get to.
Okay.
But I'll let you
finish
have
it up with the suit, the outfit. Yes, I think it's very.
He hates it.
I do. I think it's very immature. He's wanting to be this figurehead.
Yeah.
He has a nation. He doesn't just have soldiers on the ground. He has the women, the
He's
children.
not what's his name from Terminator,
everything.
dude. He's not
you're a representative.
Yes.
He's that dude in Terminator Salvation, where he's all decked out.
Yeah.
Yeah, we talked about that last time, right? He's got no business being that decked out, right? He's in a submarine.
It's it could. I don't want to jump into the whole idea that, well, he's an actor originally, and so he's playing the part.
I never insinuated that, but that for sure.
I don't like that call. I'm just going to defend him for half a second. Is you have little kids who grow up, they're 17, and they're super mature, and they go to war and kill people.
Yeah.
And, it doesn't take a long amount of time if it's a high-pressure situation to change someone. So I think that's not a fair representation. But what
You're just saying he's so invested in it. That's
I don't know why it's just the hill he wants to die on. And it's funny because it might, in a weird way, be the hill that he dies on.
Yeah.
Because I think how it started, obviously Trump kind of made the jaded comment, but it was kind of he got it off his chest and it was done, I think, right? And then that reporter, whoever's name was, he's apparently been on the campaign trail from the beginning.
Which was a stupid
Very
question to
aggressive.
ask in the light of what
his face is red.
Yeah, dude. The question that was such a reporters kill me, dude.
I don't even know if he's a reporter.
Yeah, we're talking about this peace deal, but why don't you wear a suit?
Yeah,
why
that was
that's
do
ridiculous.
You not have
it
one?
was that was.
And then he was so aggressive, and then he doubles down, and when he's after the war, I'll wear something, and he points. He's like, yeah, what I have, and mean mugs him, and it was just such a. That seemed planned, by him at least.
Yeah, by him.
So
Zelenskyy
then that
fed
set the
into it,
tone
Zelensky did feed into it.
I thought he was pretty. I thought he maintained his composure. Honestly,
he did a little bit.
He
did.
He chopped back and then was right back to business.
Yeah,
but maybe a nicer one.
Yeah,
that costs less.
Yeah.
So then that happens, right? I'm gonna break it down. That happened. Then they start where things got a little weird. Zelensky's showing the POWs and how they're being returned. He also talks things that he did wrong, where he was talking about Russia consistently and Putin, like terrorism. They're terrorists. And these are all true things as far as what he said.
Yes.
But it wasn't the right time, and he was prepped before this meeting by the White House staff. Like, let's not go there. We've had a deal that fell through already in Munich. Let's come in here. Let's talk, take some questions, and then let's jump into having lunch, and we'll sign. And then we can talk about guarantees, right? So that was it's not like he came in there blind, right? And so this is what I'm then when I kept telling people this, Netanyahu back in the first term of Obama, there was a time where he was in the White House having a press briefing, and he took the mic basically and just talked to the American people directly, undermining the Obama administration. And at that moment, Obama's body language was insane, and he didn't say much. And he never talked to Bibi again, ever. There was zero diplomatic ties at the heads of those countries for that time. And I saw the same thing similar. So then when J.D. Vance kind of went off into this, Trump says their homes are destroyed, or it's desolate. He's like, no, we've got plenty. And I get it. You're not wanting to look like a weak country, and it's fair. There are cities that are destroyed. There are 80% that aren't. And he was defending that. And so he's correcting the president a couple times, which we know isn't a good idea. And then J.D. Vance steps in, and he then asks J.D. by addressing him as J.D., which is not respectful in front of people, in the vice president, right? He says, J.D., have you been to Ukraine? Have you come there?
Oh, yeah.
And as soon as that happened, and you could see the body language of Vance, he was staring at the ceiling before this. He was not there, man. He was not happy. And that was the moment where things flipped. He's like, you know what? How about you just be a little more... Have you said thank you once to us? And then that started this downfall.
Yeah,
and then finally he kicked back. And then I do think Zelensky tried to salvage it. And I think he probably could have if Vance wasn't such a... He was a strike-and-wear match. And then at some point Trump had enough and was pumped up by Vance that he then it was over. As soon as Trump started, he hit him a few times. Zelensky should have just shut his mouth and said something along the lines of, look, I did not mean for this to go this way. I respectfully apologize. Let's whatever we need to do. And that's the only salvageable thing. He didn't do that.
Agree.
And then it continued to break down.
I think what really pissed off Trump and Vance was when he said, you don't feel it now, but you will feel it.
You won't tell us how we feel. But that's not – it's a fair statement, because if Ukraine is taken over, right, and Russia continues after any point of time into a NATO ally, then we have to respond if they pull the article.
Yeah, sure.
So it's a fair statement, but his English isn't – people don't understand. Zelensky's English isn't good enough. He just started becoming fluent in English that I felt it was fluent a year ago. That's 2 years in the war, a year ago. Like, between last year and now, it's drastic. And he's saying words that he maybe doesn't understand their value. Hearing words he doesn't understand their value. And it takes time to process this stuff. I'm telling you, I don't speak another language. I would say,
though, to that same degree, though, I would have probably been like, look, this is pretty serious. Maybe we should have a translator. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it would have given him time to talk.
Yeah.
It would have given him time to talk, dude.
He had translators for all the other countries when he met with all these people.
Yeah, he did.
He did. He did for almost all the other ones, but for UK he tries to. He
tried. But looking at his demeanor, watching it a lot.
The rolling of the eyes.
Rolling of the eyes, but his words. It might not be fully. His English might not be perfect, but his body language matched the words that he was saying.
The body language when people were, I mean, dude, if you're standing there, okay, crash course,
like
everyone knows.
He was like
sitting
this,
there
like this, and doing like this, like
lean back.
Yeah.
Sitting up like this at the edge of the chair. When someone sits at the edge of the chair, they're on edge.
Yeah,
that's literally a involuntary.
See me, I'm super relaxed right now.
Dude, I'm so cool right now. Look at my leg on the
Are your toes crossed?
Couldn't.
Let me just.
No, my feet are though.
Can you stop crossing your leg over mine?
How about just like?
Oh,
hey,
thank you. What if he just did that little love tap? It was
get you.
That culture. Stop. That culture has there is a culture shock. I stayed there for 8 months total, and they're a colder, more direct, and they have way more words to describe various words that we have.
Mm-hmm.
We may have one version of a word. They'll have a past, present, future, feminine, male tense, as a level of saturation, if you will, of what that word meant. They can be very articulate.
Mm-hmm.
So I do understand, because with my wife, like, she's had a hard time sometimes saying this word. She doesn't feel that it holds the value that it should, because we don't have another word for that. But that's the best I can do to defend him. I was proud of Trump until the very end.
Yeah.
Because he's usually a hothead. J.D. Vance was just a bulldog looking for a bone, dude. I don't know what his deal was.
Well, the thing is, he didn't set anything off. He answered the reporter, and then all of a sudden, he wasn't even focused on Zelensky.
Yeah, he was staring at the ceiling.
He was doing the reporter.
But he wasn't happy from Munich. He felt disrespected that he couldn't get the deal in Munich.
He was.
I get that.
Europe is destroying themselves right now.
Mm-hmm.
But look at Zelensky.
One
last thing with Zelensky,
was what he was wearing?
It was bad. But no, we're talking about his attitude.
Cinematine.
Freaking suit. Yeah. I don't even care if it's got reindeer on it.
Where's the
Will
sweater?
you wear one for Halloween at least? You know?
Yeah.
Can you imagine that for Halloween? He wears a suit.
Dude,
Zelensky for Halloween dresses up as Trump. And like
Thank you,
the
Donald.
Ukrainian imitation of Trump. I don't even know how that would work.
I don't know.
They want our minerals.
They want them. They want all of our minerals. Half of them. Over half. 80% of them. But no.
Or we're going to die.
Beautiful minerals.
But the Zelensky's attitude was not like that with any other country. No other country.
Truly, man. I thought that he thought. I really believe that he thought that he was coming in like with the Biden administration. That's what I kind of thought.
Yes.
It's like I think that he was like, this is gonna be easy. We'll get a check.
Yep. You get easy. Get done.
I'm not saying a check, but you know what I'm saying. Like we'll get.
Well, yes, we're gonna get
what
something
we want.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then we'll give them whatever they want.
I think and I've been thinking about this a lot. This is
boots.
Reality eye opener for Zelensky. No other country has
pushed back openly like that.
Has ever pushed back. Think about this. No one. Everyone just said, okay, the king, okay. UK, this, Germany, all of them just, okay.
They stand there, they smile, they take their picture, and then they go back to the room after everything's done and go, what a jerk. That's what happens.
Yes.
But they don't do that in front of the public eye.
This was the first time.
I thought it was pretty cool that they televised this.
Oh, no, it was awesome. It was great.
Because you don't ever see the actual... delegations or like the meeting.
Trump did say that when it got heated the first time before it cooled down.
Yeah,
he was like, "Look, I can't have diplomacy if I'm gonna just sit here and call this guy all these words and get trapped into calling him this." Like, but it's good that you all, our country, that our public gets to see that this is part of the negotiation.
Yeah,
it's not this simple little
come in, shake hands. How you doing? How's the missus?
But
but
looking at that. This was the first time Zelensky's ever really actually been pushed back
on the public stage.
And he failed miserably. People are going to say that Trump and Vance was bullies.
I think they were.
At the very end.
Yeah.
I mean, right when Zelensky started pushing back at them, it's like, what's going to happen? We're going to take it?
What we fail to say, and I'm just kind of getting there now, right, is we oftentimes, you ever go in a room or you have a customer or someone, a friend, and you just You meet someone somewhere, and you don't have a good feeling about them.
Yeah.
Or you just feel turned off. You actually told me something about that with a customer one time. It was just like, they walk in, you knew right away, right? That's because we're seeing things that we're not trained necessarily to interpret, right? But we understand their body language is warning us, turning us off, and most of our communication is that. We just don't know how to read it. We receive it, we go, I don't really feel, but we don't know how to break that down.
Sure.
And when you come in there, first off, Zelenskyy, his biggest person that he's got to please right now is Trump, in my opinion. To not know the background of him, to not go have one of your guys interview his butler or watch the interview of his butler that was there for 20 years, who says the dude doesn't sleep, he doesn't need to sleep, and he has a disdain for people who don't dress well. When I was,
he'd hate me, dude. Anthony hates
dude,
me.
we'd be fired.
Oh,
we wouldn't even get on that apprentice. Fired. It's
Come
like
over
that place, that show where they pop the balloons when the guy walks
Oh
out.
yeah.
Boom, 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 boom,
Yeah.
boom. It was the glasses. You
Yeah,
know?
he's like, it's the glasses for me. Like, I can't see.
That's the exact one. So I actually, when I was in high school, I was going for an interview, and I purchased a shirt and a tie that were Trump's. I don't know if it's Kohl's.
He purchased
or
a
what.
tuxedo T-shirt because it says I'm formal, but I like to party.
My name tag.
Yeah.
So, not a suit. So I purchased that, right? It was, to me, it looked really nice. It had a white collar and whatever, different color. It looked
Very Scientology.
dapper. Oh, no, yeah, sure.
You have
My
a book?
hair just
Nah, dude, you
my-
can't say
the
a
hair
white
thin.
collared shirt and a tie with khakis. This is Scientology.
That's hilarious. No, it would be, but you'd have to be skinnier.
Yeah, he's like,
You know.
what's the thing from Scientology? What do they believe in? Snoop or
What?
I
what's
forgot.
The comet?
the alien that they believe in, dude?
Dude, I don't know enough about it.
Snip,
Tom
snap?
Cruise
Dude,
got
you
me
should
screwed.
look into it, dude, because it's wild.
I will. I'll do it tonight.
Yeah.
So that was funny. I will. I promise. I will.
I'll
'Cause I
send
like
the
that
papers.
stuff. So what I'm getting at is, if he had done I just know from purchasing his stuff, from watching one little interview with the butler,
Yeah.
because I want to know who Trump is as a real person.
Even
at
his
home.
stewardess, though, she says the same thing.
All he has to do is research. He knows probably a lot about Putin, but how do you not know about the one person you're getting ready to go
Help.
possibly fix this thing
Yeah.
to some level where it ends?
Yeah.
And then you want to get the art of the deal. Everyone's like, he should have read the art of the deal. He should have.
Yeah.
You know why? Because you need to make sure that you're reasonable. You're willing to ask for this and take this, instead of getting bullied around and taken back here. And now that's
Taking an
probably
L.
where we're at.
Oh yeah,
We're probably at the bottom. The
Yeah.
mineral deal may be off in the way that it was drafted
Yeah.
and not favorably to
Well, I
Ukraine.
know that, I don't know if this is verified or not, but Putin was like, hey, we've got minerals.
He
We've
did
got
say-
minerals.
He
He
did
did
say
say
that.
You guys
He-
want some minerals?
Lavrov even. No, the minister, whatever his name is.
Hey, it's like,
Yeah.
hey, big
Not-
dog,
I forgot the guy's name.
Yeah.
got those minerals over here?
Honestly, I read today that they are trying to open up more relations between Russia and the U.S. now.
Of course,
Well,
he
he
just
said
posted.
that-
They just
Yeah.
posted like,
When
thank
Trump
you.
beat
basically.
Hillary, Putin came out, he's like, look, man, we want to restore relations with the U.S.
Yeah.
And everyone's like, oh, well, you can't do that because Russia's evil. But, like, sure they are. But, like, they've also got a ton of stuff that we need.
Oh,
If
yeah.
we get it for a good price. Why
When
wouldn't
your
you do that?
enemy is making more sense than your friend.
That's yeah.
Keep your enemy closer than your friends.
And
Yeah.
at the same
Keep your
time,
friends close, but your
aren't
enemies
you
closer.
gonna have more leverage as someone? You
Same
gotta be.
thing.
You have to be powerful. Period.
Yes, you gotta be powerful.
strength
Yeah.
through.
Yeah.
Or power. Or
Well,
but you also have to have diplomacy.
Sure.
Yeah.
If you hate my guts, you're not gonna talk to me. You're gonna send someone else.
Yeah.
Or you may not even try to send someone else.
Yeah.
when Europe,
Anthony.
when all the European leaders are now saying,
There we go.
listen,
Go ahead.
listen, we'll send all these troops, but we have to have U.S., and
Yeah, but
and
what's
if you
his
want a
name
mineral
said
deal,
that?
you have to go
With
back
the
and
UK,
fix it with Trump.
the UK,
Yeah,
the guy said that. He
exactly,
was like, they're like, well, would you say and confirm that you don't need U.S. backing? And he's like, no, I would not say that because we absolutely need United States backing for
And
this
then
to happen.
Macron today
Yeah,
said
that's where we're gonna go.
yeah,
Go ahead.
Macron said, like, what was it? Do you remember what it said?
Yeah.
Fully? Say it. You
Yeah.
say it.
So I want to say the thing right before it,
Oh,
which is what happened last night. I open up the group message, play the video. They have this huge emergency meeting with most of the European heads. Like, it's presidents and MPs, right? And or prime ministers. And he goes, they're like, oh, yeah. We got you, you know. And the outcome, they said, let's go accept Trump's deal. That's what.
Yeah.
So, all right, I'm like super pro Ukraine, man. And I'm pretty pro Zelenskyy. And we went from the first deal didn't work. All right, we'll draft a little bit nicer one.
Yeah.
Not even going to get there because we destroyed diplomacy with body language and other things, which we'll get back to. And then let me go talk to my little friends over here and see what deal they can spice up for us.
Yeah.
You're going to have to go back and fix that. And like, dude, how defaming is that? And, you know, it reminds me, and you like Japanese culture, right?
Yeah.
In Japan, do you like it? I don't know.
I have those. I have those wooden shoes with the 2 planks on the bottom. I got those.
Those
Do
really
you
cool,
actually?
aren't
No, I don't have those.
Oh
dude.
man, if you did,
I got me one of those big.
I got
ice hats.
I got the.
Hey
fan.
Joe, what is that? He's like going to play Call of Duty. And I'm like,
I got one.
what's that tapping? Nothing, man. I'm just wearing my slippers.
Funny enough, speaking of wooden shoes, dude, me and Sam first started dating. She told me that she did clogging, and I was like, "You wore like those wooden shoes, right?" And she's like, "No, like a tap dance."
Tap dancing, that's cool. Actually.
But like for like the longest time, I
You
would
thought
make
the
her
Holland
so
shoes.
mad. Like it was like just those giant wooden shoes that weigh like 60 pounds. Like what is that,
we
mahogany?
can use it for firewood.
Yeah.
Did you have emergency equipment?
Yeah. Well, she like found her old dance shoes
tap.
one time, and like I came in, and I'm like, "Who the hell is wearing Spurs? Like, what is this?" Like cowgirl Sam in here, and she's like, "Check it out."
My dad used to do tap dancing as a kid.
Really?
That was a thing back in the day.
I
It
make
really
her so
was.
mad, dude. I'll be like, we went to see not to get super sidetracked, but we went to Tennessee, saw the Hatfield and McCoy show because her dance instructor was one of the dancers in there. And like anything I do, she drives her crazy. But I'll be like, "So this is what you did?" She's like, "Yeah." I'm like, "What's so hard about that? I can shake my feet really fast."
Oh my!
It's very hard to do.
very hard,
but
dude.
it makes her so like with softball.
Yeah,
I
because
was
you're
like,
basically saying you could play.
I was like,
next
Sam,
to
like
it.
I could throw underhand throw. Like I told her like with the trans thing, I was like,
You
Sam,
could.
if we were in high school together, I would
softball your face.
Dude, I would crank 400 footers every time you threw to me. I'd rip them over the fence.
92 miles.
You would
an hour,
never
just
strike me out ever.
That's so funny. Yeah, you have a huge ball. How can you not?
Yeah,
they
dude.
need like the handicap
And
ball.
I give her crap. I'm like, when you pitch, were you like, you know?
There was a guy in high school who would just watch that. Like
I will say, all jokes aside,
'Cause
the
they're always
women,
fit.
like college women,
Always blondes,
like
too.
they get down with it. Like they are.
And he's like, man, I love these pictures. I'm like, bro, you are weird.
Yeah.
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 What else is weird?
So the Japan thing, right?
Japan.
Japan's weird.
It is
Japan
weird.
is weird, especially Tokyo. Their culture is like, if they come into your house and they feel that the owner or themselves is clear they have disturbed the peace of the home, they will actually offer to kill themselves. Hipkido,
Yeah,
whatever.
harikari.
So, yeah, hipkido or whatever. So what is or they'll endanger themselves to you, whatever, right? Pay you money. It's so important, right?
Yeah.
And there's customary norms, right? You take your shoes off,
Absolutely.
especially in those countries, and actually in his.
Yeah.
And then, but there's a catch, right? There's a catch that you have to be a good host. And I feel like both parties failed in both of that. I mean, it takes two to tango. You could destroy your marriage or it could be destroyed, but you were a part of that in some way, right? So don't destroy your marriage. But and I won't mind.
So go home and destroy my marriage.
Sam, do what you did on.
Oh, dude.
That was wild. Does she know that? Did you?
I told her about that.
That's
yeah.
funny.
Did I ever tell you about that?
I heard about it.
Yeah. Dude, he was like, I could feel how red he was through the mic.
Dude, I was so hot.
He was
my
like
temperature went
he's
up.
just like, Joe,
I'm
dude. I was like,
coming
I'm
over
just
right
kidding.
now,
And he's
Joe.
like,
He's like, she's not even here, man.
she
He was pretending.
she was like at the
to
beach or
talk
something.
Crap. Yeah, she was with her sister. I think.
Yeah.
She was talking. He was talking crap to her, like aggressive, demeaning, and I was like, dude, he's like, you say that again, I'm gonna or something. And I was like, and it was so quiet. And he was like, sorry, Rob, I just had to handle something. I was like, bro,
I
what?
made it seem like the
Actually,
mic
dude?
was muted. I'm like, all right, guys, I'm back. Sorry,
I was
my
like,
mic was
actually,
muted.
bro.
Oh,
He was like, we heard all of that.
I was like, dude.
And Dro was like, dude.
dude.
That's all he said. I was so mad. He's like, I'm just kidding, guys. She's not here.
Because he would always do this stupid stuff on the mic, dude.
I
know.
know he does.
Yeah, all
But,
sorts.
talking about the respect
Memories.
thing amongst the two parties, I can see it from one angle, but also Trump's team and Trump invited him in to sign a deal.
Yeah, they didn't go anywhere near the script.
No, that's what's crazy. No, they
didn't follow the
they
script.
invite him in. They had the lunch ready. They had everything ready to just sign a deal. I think
know
that's
what they were having for lunch.
I don't know.
McDonald's?
The media does.
Everybody
that guy
ate
who
it.
called him out on his suit probably did.
It was really good, too.
The last time he was in office, he brought like some football
McDonald's.
team or something.
They
He
got
got
a whole McDonald's, and they
dude.
loved it. Quarter pounders.
Yeah, they got
fries.
a quarter pounder McDoubles.
That
dude.
was funny seeing RFK Jr.
sorry.
eating a Big Mac or whatever.
Yeah,
I was like,
Yeah,
I thought we talked
Hey,
about
hey,
this.
hey! What's going on here?
You bring it back here.
Put
Drop
that
it
down,
in the
Tubby.
trash. Bring it back to the trash. Come on.
Yeah, I totally agree that I think it was wrong on both sides. I'm really pissed or disappointed with JD with the way that he just waited for the first spark. And if Zelenskyy could have just sat there and glued his hands to his legs and just took it on the chin and not rolled his eyes, bro, because body language doesn't matter.
Yeah,
except
Dude,
certain things.
I watched something on about that interview, and the guy was saying, like, you know what? It took Trump a while to go off to the end
because he processed that.
He was looking at the video, analyzing it.
He had his hands here, right?
His eyes was here.
down
he was
on the
leaning
ground.
forward.
He
was,
didn't see
dude.
what he was doing. JD Vance could see everything he was doing
because he's right there.
Yeah.
He's seen everything he was doing through the whole thing. Trump never seen it till the very end.
That's right. That's what I was gonna say. Is that tying back to when we were talking about body language? I don't want to say he was a jerk, but he did notice that there was disrespectful body language from Zelenskyy, and he's a smart guy, Harvard grad, self-made kind of dude. I feel like the guy understands body language, just in general.
100%, yeah.
And the way he comes across, he looked kind of stoic for the most of the time, and I know everyone in there was pretty nervous. You could see it, but they were handling it well.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, you're right. I didn't think that because Trump would kind of do this weird side thing, his head's down, he's like processing everything, and I think it just got to a point where he processed it all and said, you know what, this dude is actually disrespecting us.
Which to some degree, like
our home,
like
this
that
is
body language that Trump had is very like when you're trying to strike a deal, it's very like, dude, look, I'm just here. Speak your piece. I already have what I'm gonna say in mind. It's like the body language I got. Like it's
at the beginning.
It doesn't like what his body language was perceived by me was like, dude, I don't really care if you want a deal or not. How's that? Like you're here because of you.
Yeah, you told our guys that you're good to make the deal.
Yeah.
And
but everybody else was very like.
I want to come to Zelenskyy's aid just a little bit, or Ukraine, right? And here's just, and I think you'll all agree. I think everyone will.
Oh,
come on, get him.
Hold it, man. Hold
Life vest. Oh no, it's too big.
Oh no,
He's
the
so
shark.
small. The little
the
green
shark's
man.
here. Oh no, the shark with the wig. Oh no.
throws throws that circle thing and it just sinks.
Oh man, it was had lead in it.
Yeah.
Can you imagine? Sorry, man, that thing had a hole in it.
So sorry.
It's made out of foam.
It's like buoyancy is supposed to be 400 pounds. Like, dude, how fat are you?
You're actually too light. It won't work.
It sinks.
Zelenskyy is small.
It's a little dude. No offense.
I totally lost.
You were saying I'm going to come to his aid.
I don't know. I think I think I missed that where I was going with that. I do know that
It's the worst.
there's so much on the line. I could almost visualize he sees his people dying. He's calculating how many, maybe, right? How many guys are going to die in this process of making this.
So,
but he was right about not trusting Putin.
Yeah.
He was right that the Minsk agreements, the ceasefires never worked. I mean, we all know, Brian, it wasn't going to work.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't. This whole Russia only knows peace through strength, and a ceasefire only allows someone like Russia who has the resources to just rebuild up.
Mm-hmm.
So he knows that, and he wanted security guarantees. What he failed to realize is you have to have some good faith with the United. Where, like you said last night, it's the United States. These peace deals were not done or ceasefires under the guidance of the United States ever. Yeah. So if you're gonna mess with us, dude. Okay, you have us in your pocket, and now our resources and people are gonna be here, and we're cultivating. How is that not a security guarantee in itself?
That like is one of the craziest things to me. I keep thinking about that.
It is like that. It's like, look, I'm not on the title, right? Yeah, I know, but I gave you $4,000 towards this $10,000 item.
One thing that JD did say, and then I saw this on Twitter or X. I'm just gonna call it Twitter, dude.
I don't like saying X. It feels weird.
It does feel weird.
Feels like it's a bad website.
Yeah, it does.
100%.
It really does. X
marks a spot.
But he was saying about manpower stuff and like how, Zelensky's running out of resources and manpower and stuff. And I saw that, and he's like, "Oh, well, we've got volunteers and stuff." And I saw this thing on Twitter where it was like Zelensky's recruiting deal. And I don't know if this is true or not, but it's Ukrainian soldiers just grabbing dudes off the street.
Yeah, and the bus kirking.
Yeah.
It's real.
Like,
it's real. That's not how they recruit, though. To clarify. Everyone who's freaking out about that, which it does look bad, they get conscripted just like a draft, and they dodge it. Those are like, just go think of a warrant service. They're go snabbing people who are avoiding their service to their country. They're not just going, oh, look, a young man that's running down the road that looks like he has no injuries.
I tried, I had a customer a long time ago who was from Egypt, and Egypt has mandatory military service. For
what, you got to stand on top of the pyramids and ask random people for money?
I guess, dude, or try to hustle them.
We'll take you a picture.
Yeah,
$800. Yeah, sorry, this is $700. Or we're gonna take you to jail now.
So he said that he was like, dude, I didn't want to serve. So he's like, the way out of that is to come to school on a visa. He goes, the problem is that if you mess up in school, like one of the deals of the visa,
A's, dog.
The visa is that this dude was a engineer for Google or something like that.
Right.
Like, he's very smart. Indian man or Egyptian, but stayed in India for a while. Came to the U.S. for I don't know.
A cultured.
So
cultured individual.
The Egyptians tried to get him extradited back to the U.S. and basically the U.S. was like, dude, we don't know anything about that. We're just gonna let him stay. This is crazy. And that's how he wound up dodging because I think you got to do 2 years. Or something like
interesting.
That.
Yeah, a lot of countries are still like that, especially in Asia.
Oh
2
my
or 3
gosh,
years.
the mounted camel patrol would be wild.
I will say this: the Egyptian pilots are no joke, dude. Those Egyptian pilots, those dudes get after it.
Really?
Oh yeah.
When their F-111s.
Egyptian army is huge.
Fuel dumping.
Well, there was that video of them in a tank, and they were at some sort of ceasefire thing. I can't remember what conflict it was, but you see through the scope. And you see the guy standing there, and you hear him basically yell, kill that guy. Well, instead of hitting him with a machine gun, he sends a freaking Sabo at him. And they're like...
I've done that.
All of a sudden, you see the turret pitch down, and they're like, oh, we made a mistake.
And hell let loose. Oh. Sorry, guys. I had to switch to HE.
HE, dog. Sorry. Yeah.
There's actually a tank that makes that noise.
Yeah, the Abrams. It's the loader that makes it, though. When he throws the new round in and he sends the bolt closed.
It makes an audible noise like that?
No, he says that he's saying it up, that the bolt's closed.
By going up, or he says up?
Up. He's saying up. So when he sends the round in and
I've been in an Abrams when it shot, and I don't think I caught anything like that.
Yeah, the loader
shuts
the bolt, and that's when he says up. So he's saying that you can clear to fire.
I've heard him clear or something. I don't know if... Anyway, that's crazy.
Down.
Okay, so that
those dudes. What's crazy is that those dudes. I think they did a test one time from the Russian autoloaders.
Correct.
To us, we can shoot
faster,
5 rounds faster a minute than they can with the autoloader, and much more reliable.
It's far more reliable, and when you have a jam in their turret systems, the T90s,
it's done.
It's a very catastrophic, and you're used to not having hands on.
Correct.
Right. But that's that box, dude. I'm telling you, this is way off topic, I know. But that box, they have a yellow square, okay, and I think yellow on the back of it. The bolt. Dude, that puppy. That's the best thing. And then the breech door comes down.
What's the other thing that they got? The howitzer, the mobile howitzer. That's the pallet.
The Roman.
Actually, my friend Daniel was
That's another one, dude. Imagine that hit me in the chest. Just standing there. I'm talking about the recoil.
It actually has the ability to shoot forward.
Oh yeah.
But just
So straight, it only stops at a body.
Going back to topic just for a second.
Thank you. No.
No.
Save us.
The
like and subscribe, guys.
yes,
Please.
thank you.
Please.
I feel like the war has to end. If there's a truce or a ceasefire, if that's going to be something to lead to a peace deal negotiation, they need that. Ukraine is not taking back all that land.
I don't
they
think
lost.
a ceasefire is going to happen unless there's an actual end of the war. It's because they have that tunnel highway with the net for the anti-drone stuff. Have you seen that?
I saw that. It's
Where
crazy. I saw that. It's insane.
It's a highway that they have, and it's completely netted for miles.
Yeah. I thought you said underground. My bad.
But it's
I mean, if you close your eyes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Close your eyes.
I think all they have to do is drop something that blows that up, or a thermite.
Yeah.
It's probably
mesh.
I bet you it's. I bet you
it might be metal.
I bet you
it might be metal, but thermite. Will
Thermite, yeah.
But it's just
It's such a brutal war, man.
It is millions dead. Now with the way that Zelenskyy has handled things fully, listening to European allies.
That's what it is. He is listening. He has too many masters.
Too many masters, and and the thing is, Ukraine, they're not going to lose anything else. They have held every single line for over a year
and took Kursk.
Yes.
For what, 5 months?
Yes, they're not losing anything more, right? Mm-hmm. But for him to say that I want all this land back, plus Crimea, plus this, it's like, listen, you're just saying things to a wall that will never stick.
Mm-hmm. It's not the right concession mindset.
Yeah,
and
it's not
for this to end. And gosh,
if he was Russia, maybe
you guys know about Crimea. Like, it's beautiful, man. It actually
looks great. No,
it actually is. It is,
and it still looks great.
They have jellyfish in there. There's jellyfish that can't sting you. There's sharks that don't bite and attack.
That's so nice.
It's actually
deer
wonderful.
That just run by.
Fish are friends, not food.
Fish are friends, not
There's smoothed out stones instead of sand, so when you get on the beach, you
can just toss the stones and they skip.
It feels like kind of like a massage and kind of uncomfortable.
Yeah,
it's wonderful, man. But seeing all these guys, I watched some stuff last night about this guy who goes around getting Ukrainian bodies that have been it's been too hot of an environment to get them.
Yeah.
And then they also treat the Russian bodies they find, which apparently is a lot.
Yeah.
And exchange them. And you see the money in their wallets and the crosses, and it's just
pictures
on both sides. And you're just like, yeah, like you said. It also helped me think of not being materialistic to some level. It's rough, man. And this has got to end, but they died for no reason if this isn't done in a way that does secure them going forward and is somewhat reasonable concession. Because if we go back to what supposedly it was, that treaty that they were working on in Turkey supposedly, then why did all this happen for 3 years?
Yeah.
The grinder.
I mean, for Europe, I think it is just to weaken Russia.
And
honestly, I don't think Europe cared about Ukraine at all. I think it's like, let me just get rid of all my old equipment. Let's weaken Russia. Ukraine will be our playground to learn, and that's what happened. They learned a lot.
Oh, we learned so much. Dude.
We learned a ton about war, but it needs to end, because if it keeps going, there's not, the men's going to keep dying, and Russia has more men.
Dude, I saw a video that same night, dude. I saw another video. It was American operatives in Russia, and fighting over there, and they get smoked by the Russians, and the dude is pleading to the Russians, and he just gets smoked.
American?
Yeah. Oh yeah, he's like, wait.
Yeah, Russians. They use the Americans as their mercenaries, so they don't fall under Geneva. They don't follow Geneva. They kill people all the time. Yeah. They're finding burned bodies.
Oh yeah.
Why would you desecrate? Why?
Yeah.
Why? Not post-mortem.
Yeah,
not.
I get it.
Not because a thermite hit them.
Yeah.
They've been exploded and then they're on fire. It's sad, man.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Our hearts are with the Ukrainian people through this time. Please stop taking off your American flag patches. Personally, I think you should be wearing your own flag when you're fighting for your country, not mine.
Yes.
Yeah.
not anyone else's. Your brothers and sisters are dying for you and your country. Wear your flag proudly, but don't bite into all this. And the Russians who are dying, it sucks, and you probably just were following your country, and what the honor was. Hey, I'm part of this country. My allegiance is here. I may not agree with it. I'm going, and they've died. Ultimate sacrifice. So sucks. Don't invade countries, but none of us have been the star child of that for our histories.
True.
Mm-hmm.
Never forget the Alamo.
Yeah, the Alamo.
Wakanda
it's
forever.
just crazy, man.
Oh my God.
Yeah. All right. Where are we at? We're about there.
Yeah, we're there.
All right.
Yeah.
Hey guys, we appreciate you. I want to thank your family for this setup. We are going to be transitioning to a different setup.
Yep. Upgraded some ways.
We'll call it upgrade in a lot of ways. We're excited.
Yep.
So if you don't see us for a minute or two, we're just setting things up.
Setting it
So
up.
thank you for staying here.
Setting it up.
We have all sorts of stuff, Patreons, everything's in there, whatever. You're welcome to look at it. But we'd really like a comment, What do you think? What's your opinion?
Yeah.
Do you
All
like
right,
his
guys.
haircut?
I haven't had a haircut in a week. 2
Me
weeks.
neither. 1 week. Anthony looks dapper today, dude.
Hey, he does.
Look at that.
He's a
Ralph
handsome
Lauren,
guy,
slick
dude.
back hair.
That's right.
Son, I mean, boy.
Come here.
Oh, yeah.
Come here, get in here.
Come here.
Papa.
Come on now. Come
Get in there nice and deep.
Whoa. All right. On that note,
on. On that note.
thank you all. We do hope this gets resolved, okay?
All right, guys.
Later.
See ya.
ya.